Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's David here with another amazing video. And in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to register for your Nigerian international passport online yourself. Okay, so you don't need an agent to do this for you. You can do this yourself, and it's only going to cost you maximum of 26,000 naira. So the passport itself, that's depending on the number of pages that you are going for. So as we are doing the registration, you're going to see how much it's actually going to cost you. Okay, so for 35 pages for 5 years, it's going to cost you 25,000 naira. So when you're making your checkout, when you're paying for the international passport, the payment gateway will charge you 1,000 naira extra for the service. Okay, so that's how it adds up to 26,000 naira for the 35 pages for 5 years. Okay, so to start your registration process, all you need to do is go to the passport immigration govt.ng. okay, so that's the website for the Nigerian immigration portal. So let me refresh this page so you see how it actually looks when you first land on the page. So I'm going to leave this link in the description of this video below, so you just click on it and it just brings you directly to this place. So once you get to the website, it's going to ask you if you're applying from Nigeria or if you're applying from outside Nigeria. So if you're outside Nigeria and you want to apply, or you want to renew your international passport, then you can click on apply from outside Nigeria. But if you are doing this from inside Nigeria, then you can click on continue. Okay, so since I'm going to be showing you this as I'm inside in Nigeria currently, so you just click on continue. So it brings you to this page. So you can check availability, center availability. That's when after you have completed your registration, that's when you can check for this. Then you can start your new application here, then resume. So if you have started your application and for some reason you didn't complete it, then you can resume your registration here. Just click on resume. Then it's going to ask for your reference number, and you choose between this application number, date of birth, or email ID. Okay, so then you can correct your data. So if you have started your registration and for some reason your data is not correct and you already submitted it, then you can correction of data here. Then guarantors form. So you can only get this guarantors form after you have made payment for the passport and you have been given your receipt and all that. So you get your guarantors form here, because you have to put your reference number, or then date of birth, or your email address or date of birth to get the guarantors form. But you must have paid and approved. The payment must be approved before you can download the guarantors form. Then your payment status and receipt. So here you can download your receipt of payment here. Then if after you have done all this, then you come here and book an appointment. So you pick the date that you want to your appointment to be. So you see the available date. So it's you that you want to pick the date you know they are going to be available to go for the biometrics and your. So here, once you want to get started with the registration, you just click on start new application. Okay, so once you click on start new application, you go to the next stage. So you have 4 stages. Okay, you have 4 stages to complete. So here you are going to apply for fresh passport, or if you are renewing your passport, you select this. But if you are applying for a fresh passport, you select this. Okay, so it depends on what you are doing. So here I'm going to click on apply for fresh passport. So since this video is about registering for your new international passport online, so here they're asking you, is this standard passport you want or official passport? So if you are if this passport is for an official use, then you can go with official passport. But if it is for standard, just your normal international passport that you use to travel out and all that, then you can just click on standard. Then they're asking you for your age group, 0 to 17, 18 to 59, 60 and above. So you know your age group, you select it. Okay, so if you are 18 and above, so this is for children, minors, okay, from 0 to 17. Then from 18 to 59 is for the adults. Then the 60 and above is for the older age people. Okay, so here you select this. The price for each this is a little bit different. So if you choose this 0 to 17, their own price is different from this 18 to 59. Okay, so the price is different for these passports. So but let's go with 18 and 59. Then your processing state, so you choose the state that you are. If you're in Abia, Adamawa, okay, you understand. So you pick any state that you are. If you're in Lagos, you select Lagos. Then you select your processing office. Okay, so they have Ikoyi, they have Festac, they have Alausa, and they have Alimosho. So you pick the one that's closest to you. Okay, so if you're close to Ikorodu Axis, K2, Ojota, Maryland, Oshodi, I will advise you go with the Alausa because it's closer to you. Okay, so but if you are living in other parts, so it depends on where you are living. Okay, that's you select these their offices. Okay, so you click on Alausa, so then they're asking you for booklet type. So these 32 pages, 64 pages that you want to apply for. So if you click on 32 pages, then you choose 5 years, then it's going to show you the cost here, 25,000 naira. So for 0 to 17 years old, you choose 32 pages and you go for 5 years, that's 25,000 naira also. Then if you go for the 64 pages for 5 years, that's 35,000 naira. So the number of pages and years is what determines the cost of the passport. So if you click this and you go with the 32 pages for 5 years, 25,000. Then if you go for 64 pages for that one also for 10 years, that's 70,000 naira. Then for 5 years, that's 65,000. So an agent might be charging you 70,000 naira for this one. Okay, and you can see here it's just 35,000 naira. So if you are going with any of these options, let's say for instance this is what you are going with, you just click on I'm not a robot, and you can do this registration on your phone or on a laptop, whichever one. You can do it on both. So after you have selected the right information here, please make sure you select the right information here. All these stages, make sure you put in the right information, because if you don't and you get to the immigration office, you are going to have issues and the officers might start looking for ways to extort you, collect some little money from you to help you out, even though most of those services are kind of free, but they will still want to just, since you don't know, they will collect money from you, and if you don't give them the money, some of them might not help you out and the job is stranded there. So after you have selected everything correctly here, you click on continue. So here, please, this place, what you want to do is you want to use your NIN. Don't use any name to fill this information. Take out your NIN and insert the exact details that are on your NIN on this page, because if you don't, if you get to the immigration office and your name on your NIN is different from the name that's on this form, they will not accept it, because I think currently on your international passport, both your NIN and your passport number, everything is on the passport itself. Okay, so if you are traveling out and you get somewhere like, let's say for instance USA, and you get to the immigration officers and they are checking you into the country, and they check your NIN details and they are seeing that the name on your NIN and the name on your international passport is different, you are going to have a big problem, because they are going to tell you the NIN is for somebody else and the passport is for somebody else, because the names are different. Even if you just your middle name, that maybe you have like Moses here, and your international passport you don't have Moses here, you're going to have issues. Okay, even if this is optional, trust me, it's not optional. If you have a middle name on your NIN, insert it here. I'm saying this because when I got to the immigration office, I also made that mistake. When I saw optional here, so I just omitted my middle name, or I had my middle name on my NIN, so I had to write a letter of request for them to help me include the middle name. And luckily for me, I met a very nice officer, so he didn't ask me for any money, he just told me to go and write the letter and bring it back and put it inside the file. Okay, so pick the name, then your title here. You pick if you're a man, Mr., Miss. If you're a woman, then you select any of this. Okay, so I'm a man, so let me put Mr. Then here I'm going to put, let's say your son name now is okay, let's say your son name is David. Okay, and please fill this in capital letter. Okay, fill this in capital letter, David. Then let's say John. Then if your middle name, you must put your middle name. Okay, you must put your middle name. So let's say Lawal. Okay, so here your date of birth, also the same date of birth that's on your NIN is what you want to put here. Okay, so let's say 29th January 1991. Okay, then your place of birth, please put your correct date. Make sure the details you are putting in here is correct, because if there's any mistake, you are going to have issues when you get there. So if you are single, married, please indicate the correct one here. Okay, then your occupation, you can put your occupation here. If you're a content creator, if you are a mechanic, if you're a carpenter, if you are a tailor, just include it there. Then your maiden name. Okay, okay, then your NIN, you want to include your NIN. You write your NIN here. So I don't know if I include my NIN, I don't know if it's going to flag it, because I already registered mine. Okay, so if I put it, it might say I've registered with it before. Okay, so okay, so you want to put your email address also here. Okay, you want to put your email address here also. Okay, so once you are done filling this correctly, okay, please fill this correctly. I'm repeating this because I don't want you to get there and you start facing unnecessary headache. So you click on continue. Okay, then here your town, your village, please put the correct information here, because you're also going to go with your state of origin. So if you don't put the correct details here, you see, that's where another issue is going to come out from. So you want your your time at the immigration office to be smooth and easy. You don't want any issues. Okay, so please put your correct information here. Okay, so your phone number, also put your correct phone number here, and your you put this, you can use the same phone number on these two pages. Then your address, also put your correct address that's on your NIN here. Okay, put your correct address that's on your NIN here. Then this is your permanent address. Okay, so put this where you are living currently. Okay, current address, that's if you are in Lagos, put Lagos, your Lagos address here. Okay, so you choose your state, so let's say Lagos State. Okay, then local government, let's say okay, let's say Ikorodu. Then city, you can put Ikorodu depending on where you are staying. Okay, so this is the information here will be determined by where you are currently. Okay, so your postal code, you can use, check, just Google your postal code. If you're in Adamawa State, check your postal code for the specific location that you are. So if you're in, maybe let's say for instance you're in Abuja and you're in Gwarimpa, you just type Gwarimpa postal code. Okay, so it's going to give you the postal code of Gwarimpa. Okay, so just type the name of the area you are on Google and search for the postal code for that place and put it here. Okay, sorry, I made a mistake here. This permanent address is maybe your hometown, the address of your house in your hometown. That's what they're asking for here. So let's say for instance you are currently in Lagos State, but you are from Enugu State. Okay, for instance, your permanent address is the address, your home address at Enugu State, where they can anytime they can find, they want to locate you, even if they don't get you from your current address, then they can get you here. Okay, so that this one is your permanent address. That's for your hometown. Let me say your father's home address, depending on where your parents live. Okay, then this current address is where you are at the moment. So if you're in Lagos State, then you put your Lagos address here. Okay, then you choose the state. So if you're in Lagos, you just select Lagos, then you select let's say you select Ikorodu, then the same, let's say Ikorodu with the postal code. So if here is, let's say for instance in Kwara State, okay, then you choose your, this is your location. Then if this is the same name as the, okay, so you select this, then you just check if this is your location in Kwara State. Just type, copy this and check for the postal code for this particular area in Kwara State. It's going to give you, then you indicate it here. Then if your permanent address and your current address is the same, you just click on same. Okay, you just click on same. But if it is different, you change it. Okay, let me just select something here so that we can continue with this. Okay, so once you are done with that, then you click on continue. Okay, let's say, so please fill this correctly. I'm just doing this because I'm just showing you guys how to fill this. Okay, so this permanent address is your parents' address wherever they are, and then this your current address is where you personally are staying at the moment. So if you are staying with your parents, then you can use that as your same as permanent address. Okay, so after you are done with that, you click on continue. So you click on continue, then your contact information. So then your next of kin, you want to put a name, the name of your next of kin here. Then your relationship, if it's father, mother, son. So the person is your father, your mother, your son, daughter, husband, wife, whichever one. You just select which one the person is to you. Then the person's address also, you include it there. So you also include the person's address. Okay, then choose the state the person is staying. Okay, so if the person is staying in Cross River, you select Cross River. Then you pick the person's local government. Okay, then the person's city, then postal code also, then the person's phone number. You also include it. That's your next of kin. You include the phone number, all these details. You fill it correctly. Okay, fill it correctly. Then you click on continue. So now this is your application form. Okay, this is what you are going to take to the immigration office, but you can't take this exact one. You have to, it has to say paid here. You see this is saying unpaid, so you come down and you confirm. If you are going to pay immediately, you click on confirm and pay later. If you are going to pay later, sorry, you say confirm and pay later. And if you are going to pay now, you say confirm and pay now. So you can make this payment with your ATM card, but I advise you use a Master or Visa card. Okay, most of the time VAV is, most payment gateways reject VAV. I don't know why. So make sure your ATM card is MasterCard or VAV. And if you don't have a MasterCard, you can use anybody's MasterCard that is close to you. So you just send the money into the person's account, then make the payment. Okay, so here you are going to select I hereby confirm the information provided is true, accurate, and complete. So here you click on so you can see. So now you have to make sure that your information is correct. Okay, just make sure that all the information you put here is correct, because changing it later might involve payments and all that. So you want to make sure that everything is correct. Use the names and everything you have on your NIN to register your in this section. Okay, so I'm not going to make payment, because if I go to the next page, this page might be submitted to the immigration office and they will see this is a double application, because I don't know if this is somebody's exact name and all that, so I can't submit this. Okay, So this is where you make payment. After you make your payment, then you'll be provided with your receipt. Then this your application form is going to say paid. You're going to see paid here instead of this unpaid. It will say paid, and this the logo will be green, indicating that you have made payment. So if you are not making payment now, what I advise you to do is see this reference number and application number. Write it down somewhere. Okay. So let me show you what I mean. So if I copy this, why I say you should copy this down, because you are going to need it if, for instance, you are not making your payment now. If you want to make the payment later, you will need this to continue the registration process. So once you copy these two down and you save it somewhere, and you say confirm and pay later. If you say confirm and pay later like this, and you say confirm and pay later, it's going to take you back to the home page. Okay, so when you come back to complete your registration, all you need to do is come here, resume, edit, and you copy your reference number, you paste it here, then you choose which application number, then you copy the application number, then paste it here. Then I'm not a robot, then it's gonna search for your information, you see, so you can continue and finish your registration. Okay, but if you don't have it, you have to go and start fresh, because if you cannot provide this reference number and registration number, you won't be able to come to this place. Okay, so let's go home. After you make your payment, then you can come down here, then you put your reference number and your application number. So you see, that's why I say you should copy it, because anything you want to do, that's what they will use to identify you. So once you put the two here, okay, it's now going to pop up a page displaying your receipt. So what you just do is you print and you download the receipt. Just hit print, then it's going to pop up, then you see download. So it's going to download the file as a PDF. If it's on your phone, the same thing. If it's on a laptop or a desktop, it's the same process. You just print, click on print, and you are going to see download. So I don't know, maybe by the time you are doing your own registration, they must have upgraded their system to where you can download directly, then print. They will put the two options there. But the moment I'm doing this video, you have to click on print, then it's going to pop the PDF up for you to print it. Then you just click download, then it's going to download it to your phone or your computer. So after you are done with that, then you also want to download your, once you are done with your payment from this section, from the application section, it's going to give you an option to download the application form. So you want to also download the application form too, because you're going to need it when you are going to the immigration office. So your guarantors form also, you're also going to use your reference number and your application number. Then you search for your details. It's going to bring up your application form, because it's going to have your name and your details at the top of it. Okay, so you want to make sure that you make your payment before you come to this place. You know, you won't be able to tell you have to make payments first before. Okay, let me just show you an example. This is what it's going to tell you if you have not made your payment and you want to get your application, your guarantors form. So you select application number, then I'm not a robot, then you search for your application. So it's going to tell you are required to make payment before you can download or print the guarantors form. Okay, so you have to pay before you can download it. So once you make payment, it's going to give you access to download the guarantors form. Okay, so that is basically how you register online. So you're going to download three things from this their platform. You're going to download the application form, which is the application from this place. Then you're going to come back here after you make payment, then come and download print your receipt. So after you print your receipt, you also download your guarantors form. So these are the three forms you must download from their platform. So once that is done, then the next thing you're going to be needing is You're going to need your state of origin. You're also going to need your birth certificate. You're going to need your name. You're going to need your 2 passport photograph of yourself. Just take 2 or 3 because they're going to collect 1 anyways, but just take 2 or 3 because you might misplace 1, and once you get to the immigration office, trust me, the price that which those people that do photocopy, snap passport there is different from what is in the town, okay? Because they believe you need it urgently, so you don't have a choice than to pay them that amount. So just take like 2 or 3 so that you're more safe. So then you're going to need your guarantors form. Okay, so I'm going to create another video. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to create another video showing you how to fill the guarantors form. Okay, I'm going to show you how to fill the guarantors form correctly. So you take your guarantors form also, then they must have, you take it to the high court for them to stamp the guarantors form for you. So all you need to do is go with your guarantors international passport, the front page, the data page of the international passport. Then you go with also go with 1 photograph of the guarantor. The guarantor must sign at the back of the photograph with the date and the person's name on it. Then you stick it to the guarantors form and take it to the high court. So once you get to the high court, just go into the high court, ask for where you are going to stamp you want to stamp for international passport. They will direct you to the office. So when you get there, please make sure you go with your ATM card, because once you get there, they are going to ask you to make a payment of 250 naira with your ATM card, and you are also going to be asked to pay cash of 250 naira, making a total of 500 naira. Okay, so just go into the court. If you get to the court, you're going to meet some people at the gate that will ask you if you want to do your international passport, and you want to stamp a form, or you want to endorse a form or stuff like that. And if you go through them, they will collect it from you, and they might charge you 2,000 naira for it, or 2,515 depending on your location. Okay, but the cost inside the main court is 500 naira. That's how much you pay inside the main court. But if you know you cannot do it yourself, or for whatever reason, then you can pay those people. But if you know you can't do it yourself, you go into the court, approve and stamp your form, guarantors form. Highest you spend is 500 naira at the court, and you take it home. So you take your guarantors form also with you when you are going. And also another thing is, when you are going to the immigration office, please make sure you go with the original of your birth certificate and the original of your state of origin, okay, and your name. Go with the original copies. It's not that they are going to collect it from you. The one they need is the printed version or the photocopied version, but they just want to see if you actually have the original with you. So if you don't have the original with you, they will tell you to go and bring it from home. And another option you can take is, you might get lucky, because me, I was lucky. I can't say I was lucky because there were a lot of people they sent home to go and bring the original. But me, I had a flash with me that had all those documents inside them with the original. So I just went and made a colored print out of those files, and they accepted it. But you might not be that lucky. They might insist you go home and bring the original files. Okay, depending on the kind of person you meet, the officer you meet at the counter there where they are doing the documentation. Okay, so please make sure that you bring the original of these forms. And once you get to the immigration office, if you do your registration online, please, if you ask the officers, if you go in, don't tell them you came for your capturing. If you tell them you came for your capturing, they are going to ask you, did you do your registration online? If you say yes, they will just direct you to a room that you go and wait there. Once you get there, tell them that you want to do documentation. If you tell them you want to do documentation, they will direct you to where you are going to do your documentation. If not, they will just direct you to a room. You will wait there and wait and wait and wait. At the end of the day, they will tell you that your documentation you have to do at the end of the day, and time has gone. So immediately you get to the immigration office, just tell them that you want to do documentation. They will direct you to the place you are going to do your documentation. So in this documentation place, they are going to just cross-check your files, make sure that you have all the necessary files. Okay, then they will help you to arrange it. So before you go into the immigration office, you are going to buy a file outside. If you can buy it from home, fine and good, but I advise you buy it from the immigration office. There is a white file. If you're doing a fresh passport registration, if this is your first time of doing registration, you buy a white file. Then if you are doing a renewal or that, then you buy a brown file. So for the new passport registration, you buy a white file. Then for the renewal, you buy a brown file. So then you are going to give it to the person. The person is going to perforate it for you. Then there's this rope they use to hold everything together. So they now give it to you. So once they give it to you, you go to the there's another room. You go in the Ikeja passport office that I did mine. It was room 12, which I think is going to be the room for all the immigration offices. Okay, so once you get into that office, they're going to cross check your files. The officer there also is going to ask for the original of those documents. Okay, so you see, if you escape the person that is doing your documentation without the original document of those state of origin, birth certificate, and your name, once you get to that office, you might meet another person there that is more strict than that person, and the person might not accept to sign your files and all that. Okay, so make sure that's why I say you should make sure you go with the originals of those documents. So inside that place, they're going to sign and endorse your files. Then from there, once you come outside, you're now going to approve the file. The rooms are normally very close to each other. So once you come out from that room 12, the room outside of it, you approve or you ask the officer where can you approve your documents. So I think the approval is if you made payment at the immigration office there, then you have to approve it there. But if you paid online, I don't think you really need to approve it there, because mine, I didn't approve it and they did the capturing for me. Okay, so I think it's when you make payments there. And the funny thing is, if you are making payment at the immigration office there, it's more expensive than if you are doing it online. So that's why I advise everybody to just do your registration online, make your payment online, then go to the immigration office. Because if you do it that way, then it saves you time. Once you get to the immigration office, you don't have to go through going to make payments. They will be printing out your application form, and then that's where you are not going to get your guarantors form and all that. Okay, except you use an agent. And at the end of the day, even if you still use an agent, you still do all these things by yourself, because you still have to go to the immigration office yourself. So all the agent is going to do for you, just get a guarantor for you, print all these files for you, and that is it. They will give it to you. You still have to be the one to go to the immigration office. Okay, so now once you are done with your registration on the platform here, you also want to go and do your booking. So once you click on book appointment, here they're going to ask for your application ID and your reference number. That's these two numbers I said you should save. Okay, so once you are done with your registration, you have made payment and all that, so you are going to include it. When you put it here, it's going to take you to the next place where you are going to pick the date that you know you are going to be available. So once you pick the date, then you now download that file also. Okay, you have to download it. So now you can see you have to download 4 files: your application form, your receipt, your guarantors form, then this your application date. Okay, you have to download this one also. So once you download these ones, these are the files you are going to take with you there. So at the end of this video, I'm going to make a list of all the files that you need to go with. Then I'm going to find a way to separate them, make them more easier to understand. So I'll put the ones that you have to download from the immigration portal here. Then I'm going to put also the ones that you have to take along with you when you're going to the immigration office. Okay, so that is it. Once you get there, those are the processes. It's not that difficult to do. People do think it's very difficult, but it's not difficult. Once you get there, you know the exact places to enter, you know the exact files to take there. You have done your registration online, you have your guarantors form, you have your receipt, you have your application form, you have your book appointment slip with you also. Then that's all. You just go there, go inside, ask an officer you want to do your documentation. They show you where you are going to do documentation. From there, the person that does your documentation will show you the next room you are going to go into From there, the person that from that next room, they are going to tell you the next place to go to. So you see, it's very easy. They actually direct you. The officers direct you. Immediately you finish with this person, he's going to tell you go to so place. Immediately you finish with this person, he's going to tell you go to so place. Immediately you finish with that person, he's going to until you now go and wait on the queue to go and do your capturing. Okay, and once you are done with your capturing, then they are going to print. Immediately you do your capturing, they will print out your slip for the date you are going to come back to collect your international passport. So, and the international passport takes mine. I did mine 15th of May. Okay, so and they gave me 18th of July. Okay, so that's like 2 months. So it normally takes within 2 months to get your international passport, except you do the VIP registration, which you can get them if you have the money. You ask. So I think that is shorter. You get your international passport earlier than the regular registration process. Okay, so that's the process. And once you are done with that, you collect your slip, you leave, you go back on the date of your collation of your international passport. Okay, so when I'm done with when I collect my own international passport, I'm going to make another video on my experience at the embassy and the immigration office, of how I collected the process, so that I'll come and give it to you guys here, so that you know what to expect once you get to the immigration office. Okay, so please, you can watch this video over and over again so that you get every single details, and make sure you are equipped to the right information so that you do not get extorted once you get to the immigration office. Okay, so this is the end of this video, and I would like for you guys to give this video a thumbs up. This tells the YouTube algorithm that you like this video and to recommend the video to other people that also need this video. Okay, and you can go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you get notified when I post the video on how to fill your guarantor's form. Okay guys, so thank you very much, and do have a lovely day and keep winning.